Sessions Cafe with your host, Keri D. Singleton.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sessions Cafe. I'm your host, Keri D. Singleton, and today we welcome Miss Queen herself, Jonquell Dillard. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Quelly.
Yes.
What is that nickname? It's cute.
Yes. So I've been Quelly since I was 15 months old because I have a beautiful, unique name.
Yes, you do.
That some of my own family members couldn't pronounce.
No. so that's why.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't pronounce it, because they couldn't get it together.
Yeah, so I ended up with Quelly.
So you've been Quelly all your life.
All my life.
But another very interesting nickname that you have adopted, or maybe, I don't know if it's been bestowed upon you by others, why are you called the Wine Snob?
Okay, so it's a funny story.
Okay.
When I first started drinking wine.
Wait, when you first started drinking wine, which was when you were how old, young lady?
25.
25.
I was well in the drinking age.
That's your story and you're sticking to it.
Yes, it is.
I hear you. I'll let it go. Okay.
So I didn't like red wines,
Okay.
especially botanic red wines. And I was like, I'm not going to drink that. That's nasty. And I was like, you know what? People think that people who know all these things about wine are the wine snobs, but I'm the real wine snob because I didn't like, and I thought it was funny. I thought it was a play on kind of being like the reverse wine snob.
Reverse wine snob. Well, later, I'll ask you now. I have a list of notes and stuff that I'm supposed to go by, but I'm a freestyler. I don't drink wine. I don't drink at all, right?
Okay.
So what's the difference between red wine and white wine? And are there other types? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, so red wine is basically wine made from red wine grapes.
Oh, okay.
And when they're made, it's made with skin contact. So the whole time that it's made, it's fermented with the skins and it gets its color from the skin of the grapes. And white wine is made from white wine grapes. And usually it doesn't have any contact with the skin grapes, the grape skins, and it just gets thrown away. There's also rosés and orange wines.
Which are other different, okay, so why aren't you called the winologist or, you know, why don't you have that? You seem to be very aware and educated on the subject of wine.
Well, it took me a minute because at first, how I got into it, I was just going with my friend. We were going to wine tastings, and we noticed that people didn't look like us in the room, and we felt like we were being talked at instead of talked to.
Correct. Yeah,
so I wanted to like make it my mission to bring wine to my community and teach people about it, and thus I fell in love with it. And that's how I got into it.
You would go to wine tastings and there would be this real feeling of condescension as people spoke to you like you probably shouldn't be there, or if you were there that you really didn't know your wines.
Yes.
Maybe that's what it was? Okay. And you had to show them like, look, I know my wines. I know there are 4 different kinds. I'm a wine snob. And
yes, I had to learn that, but still, you know, and I wanted people around me to learn that and learn what they like, you know?
Now, how did you, Jonquell, develop a taste for wine? Because personally,
Okay.
don't have my tongue is such a virgin where it relates to alcohol, and like a Long Island iced tea, no matter how much you try to hide it, I can taste the alcohol, as an example. So I wonder, how do people develop a taste for wines and alcohols and spirits and stuff? Because to me, it tastes like NyQuil.
Well, Long Island's are strong, and there's so many types of alcohol in there.
Right.
But I think it just comes with like culture and what you know, what you're brought up on. A lot of times when you're in college, a lot of college kids go and they do the heavy drinking during then, and then that's when they develop their wines. But I got wines from home. My mom was a wine drinker, is a wine drinker. So she liked the white Zinfandel. That was like her thing.
Okay.
So I've always seen wine in the household, like with dinner and things like that.
Okay. So you've always had wine in the house.
Yeah.
Okay. And do you prefer one type of wine? Like what? I mean, are you a white wine person over a rosé? And
Oh, I prefer white wines.
Okay.
I can drink them all now at this point.
She could fill anything up in these glasses.
Yes, but I prefer white wine. That's my go-to.
Okay. Is it just a matter of taste?
Yeah, they tend to be lighter. They tend to be
Okay.
fruitier. I know what I like. I know that I like fruit-forward wines, and
Okay.
white wines tend to be fruitier. And sometimes with reds, they can be a little bit too tannic, which gives it like this bitter taste, and I don't really like those. They can be
Okay.
off-putting.
So what connects people to wine?
Oh, wine is community. It's been
Okay.
around for thousands
Right,
of years.
right.
You know, that's what connects people. My experience with wine is typically like having wine with family during the holidays, over dinner, that type of thing.
Have you ever been to Northern California, the wine country?
Yeah,
You
I've
have?
been in Napa.
You've been to
I've been in Napa. I've been to Temecula. I like Temecula. It's a little smaller. Yeah.
So what do? Do you guys really just go to Napa and just drink wine all day?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I like orange juice, but I don't want to drink that. But it's different because it's social.
Yeah.
It's conversation starter, I guess.
And you also get to see how the winemakers make it. I think that's the beauty of it in itself, because you can try 1,700 wines and each one is going to taste different, because it's going to be based on where it's from, how the winemaker decided they wanted to age it, bottle it, and, you know, produce it in general. And I
okay.
think that's fun.
This is an interesting question that I know you'll put your fingers to the bridge of your nose and think about. Which wine closely ties with your personality?
Ooh. Okay. So I'm going to go with like a sparkling rosé, because it's pink, bubbly, fun, and unexpected.
Okay. I like that energy.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
That's my
That is what's
energy.
up. Okay. Okay. All right. And if there's a particular brand, not that we're doing commercials here on the show, but if there's a particular brand that you kind of lean towards, like, what would that be? I mean, I don't know.
It's a no-brainer. It's going to be Sun Goddess Wines by Mary J. Blige.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. The Pinot Grigio Ramato is my favorite.
Sun Goddess Wine by Mary J. Blige. Can you give me some kind of backstory to that? Like, why does she endorse this particular taste or color or?
So Mary decided to pair with winemaker Marco Fantanel, who's a fabulous Italian winemaker. And they created a line of wines. So there's several of them. That one is my favorite, the Pinot Grigio Ramato, because it's specific to Italy.
Okay.
It's doing the Pinot Grigio grape, but it's giving that skin contact, so it has a little bit more oomph to it than I would say normal Pinot Grigios would have. And she got to pick it out. She did the bottling, she did the labeling. The name, that is actually her nickname that my mother gave her.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So are we going to get into that? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
It's her. So Mary always likes to be in the sun, and she's always tanning and stuff. So my mother and my sister LaTanya call her the Sun Goddess.
Okay. And so because I know that people, different celebrities and sorts, they endorse different wines, and I could never understand, like, how does that work? Do you go and you'll sample different flavors, and depending on how it makes your particular palate feel, is that how you determine what kind of wine you want to endorse?
Yeah, most celebrities will do that. They'll go over and sample the wines that the winemaker has produced for them. Usually it's like a generic juice that they're making, because a lot of these winemakers are not making it under their name. They're making it for them, their own brand. So this is her own brand name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so basically they'll just make the wine and have her sip on it, and if she likes it or if she doesn't, that's how it goes.
So basically, it's going to be based on your personal taste.
Yeah.
Then you decide to endorse it, then you get it named after you, or named however you want it to be named, and then you promote it. Okay.
Yep.
Let's talk, before we go to break, about your live stream. Talk to me about your live stream, and because you have this bubbly personality, this bright personality. You look like a fine wine.
Oh,
you know what I
thank
mean?
you.
So I'm sure that comes out during your presentations, during your interviews. Talk to me about your live stream.
Okay, so I'm on weekly on Wednesday nights at 7:30 on The Real Wine Snobs on Instagram.
It's called what now?
The Real Wine Snobs.
The Real Wine Snobs on
Yes.
Instagram, okay.
And I interview women. I interview women in the wine industry. I interview lots of Black and brown people in the wine industry. And I review wines in general, just giving like basic tastings and letting people know.
And you interview different people, you talk to them about wine. So now, I know that you've interviewed Mary J. Blige. I wanted to discuss that. We're gonna, how did you make that happen? And obviously you have a relationship with her, one of my favorite artists of all time. Shout out to her, doing her residency in Las Vegas.
Yes.
What was the interview, what was the discussion that you had with Mary J. Blige, like on your live stream regarding the wine?
Oh, so we were just talking about the wine. We were talking about the process of the wine and how she flew out to Italy and how she got to taste the grapes and touch the grapes and ate so much prosciutto and melon and really got to work with the winemaker and what it was like for her because she really took the time to put into it. She knew she wanted a Pinot Grigio, but she didn't want anything that was typical. Right.
That's Mary. She doesn't want to be. She doesn't want to be aligned with anything that's typical at all. And I'm going to ask you a couple of questions after the break about different people that you've interviewed aside from Mary J. Blige. But what inspired you to kick off the live stream?
So I started it in 2018, and I was just basically just drinking wine and tasting it and going through the motions because it was starting my journey in wine. But then when 2020 hit and we were all locked in, that's when I was like, oh, okay, I want to talk to other people. And that's what made me go into like talking and interviewing people.
So you're just having organic conversations with different people about their different tastes and stuff like that. And how do you think that empowers other women? Because I know that that's a big a point for you.
It just empowers them to know that, you know, you don't have to be an expert to know about wine. You can just drink it.
Right.
And knowing what you like, and also it gives other people who are watching hope, because a lot of times I'm talking to people who are entrepreneurs. Sometimes we're not just talking about wine. One of my last guests was making skincare. And we were having, you know, wine and talking about that process of being an entrepreneur.
Okay. So not everybody, it's not, your show isn't necessarily focusing on getting the attention of other wine snobs.
Yes.
It's not even about making people wine snobs.
Yes.
It's just having a discussion about wine.
Yeah.
That's so dope, though.
Coming together and enjoying life over a nice glass of wine.
Right. That's so dope. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So we come back. From our break, we're going to delve deeper into wine. I have a lot of questions because I just don't drink wine. And I know that you and I met at a sip and chat. Yeah. But you'll probably note, I don't know if you was around when I actually did the sipping. I was like, oh, I was already spaced out over a glass of wine. Maybe this, I can't take it.
Yeah.
But we'll talk more about that when we come back. And we're back with Jonquell Dillard. We're talking about wine.
Yes.
We're trying to be fragile here because we don't want to break the glasses.
Yeah,
these are these are her glasses. We're going to talk about that too in a minute. Now you've also on your live stream talked to Misa Hilton, who is of course a world-renowned fashion stylist. What kind of conversation was that over wine?
So we went through, I had her drink a Pinot Noir with me, and we talked about the fashion industry and basically being Black in the fashion industry, her being the architect, her movie was getting ready to come out about being the architect and getting credit for like how we put things out there and we didn't get credit for it. Like her looks were being taken by Tommy Hilfiger at the time, things like that. So, and she also was my mentor. I went to her fashion academy.
That must have been dope for you.
Yeah. When I was younger, I did fashion. That's where I was going, and I was into styling. So
He's a fashion snob.
yeah.
A fashionista. I'm just kidding.
And I worked for a magazine for a little while in the fashion room, and did like fashion editorial. So that was where I was going early on in my career before I fell into wine.
But do you find wine to be very fashionable too?
It is.
Yeah.
It makes you feel so like, fancy.
Yeah, well, it makes me feel sleepy.
Yeah.
But
It makes a lot of people feel sleepy, especially red wine.
Yeah. I was talking to you before the break about us meeting at the Sip and Chat that they have, which is an awesome networking experience.
Yeah.
Awesome. Shout out to James for putting that together.
Yeah.
That's where you and I met. And obviously it's a wine tasting. Even though I don't drink, I wanted to be a part of the party. And the last time that we were at the tasting, I was there with my intern, and he is younger than me, substantially, but obviously a little bit more educated on the spirits and things. And so he would take a sip. Should I be saying that on TV? Well, I didn't say his name. He would take a sip, just to taste, because it is a sip and chat.
Yeah.
And I would take a sip, and I'd be like ready to go to sleep.
Yeah.
It does things to different people. Wine owner Dr. Nicole Anderson, now that must have been a fantastic conversation.
Yes.
What was it like interviewing Dr. Anderson?
So me and Nicole met, she has her own wine. We were at a wine event. We were at the Cincinnati Black Wine Festival.
Okay.
And I just loved her wine, and I just loved her backstory. So that conversation, we were just talking about women, and I believe it was Breast Cancer Awareness Month, because she is a breast cancer survivor.
October then.
Yeah. And she was just saying how it is being a woman, running a business, and and dealing with everything that she went through in her life with her diagnosis. It was so good. It was so inspiring, because she started her business and she didn't even realize she was sick, because she was running, like, she was just doing so much. She was so busy. She was like, I'll get to it.
Right.
And she stressed the importance of taking care of yourself, because you only got one vessel. It was so inspiring. And I love her line of wines, and they're good. And she made them for us in our palate, because there's this thing that in the Black community, Black people like sweet wines.
Okay.
And that's not necessarily true. It just goes with our palates, with our foods that we like to eat for pairings, things like that.
Okay, it aligns with our culture.
Yes, it does. But she made these wines that are palatable, but they also aren't like super sweet. Like it was really good.
Now I know that conversation, because it has so many different dynamics. Obviously, you're talking to a wine expert, right? And then you're speaking to a sister who also is talking about something that's relatable to all women.
Yes.
Which is breast cancer, which is of course a very sensitive spot for me. Cancers of all sorts, because I've lost so many friends and family to that dreaded disease. I've always said, I wish cancer would get cancer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that must have been a really fantastic and inspiring conversation, not just for you, but for your legions of listeners.
Yeah, it was.
Let's circle back a bit, because I am a huge Mary J. Blige fan. What is the connection between you and the Queen of Hip Hop Soul?
So Mary is my older sister.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So I know I'm not super familiar with her whole family dynamic, but I know that she has a sister named LaTanya.
Yep, LaTanya's the oldest. She and Mary are from my mom's first marriage, and then it's Bruce, my brother, and me, and we're from the second.
Wow. So we're supposed to be talking about wine, so we're gonna stick to wine, but we're talking about you. You've got to be super, super proud of your sister.
I am.
Yeah. You've watched her journey from the first album, of which the 411, to having a residency in Vegas.
Yeah.
And all of the awesome albums that she's had in between. What do you think was Mary's, from a sibling's perspective, what do you think was her most crowning moment? When was she the most proud? What was it, musically speaking, that made her feel like, yes, this is where it was supposed to be?
Oh, the Super Bowl. We talk about it. She
Absolutely
loved that, like doing it, the whole. I remember her going to the rehearsals when we were out there. She was nervous. It was like, because she's never performed for such a big audience.
Yeah.
But she was happy. She really was. And she says, like, that's one of the things, like, oh, the Super Bowl. Yeah.
Wow. One more Mary J. Blige question for you. This might not be easy to answer, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Your favorite Mary J. Blige song? Because she has a catalog that is crazy long, extensive, and versatile.
Well, yeah.
So I know that's not if you asked me the same question, I probably wouldn't have an answer. But if you had to pick one for her to...
I Love You.
I Love You.
From the My Life.
That album was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy. Now, let's talk about your glasses, because you're not just into the actual liquid, you're also into the imagery of it, right?
Yes.
So these are your glasses. I'm telling you, I don't really want to touch these. And when I met you at the Sip and Chat and you were showing them around, and I was like, I really want to touch those, but I don't. So yeah, first and foremost, this is your brand.
Yes.
What are they called? Or
So it's just Wine Snobs.
okay,
Yeah.
of course, that's just, yeah. And did you design, like the design is very elegant, and we'll also get into the different colors.
So I have a distributor that I work with, and they made the glasses, and I love them. They are hand-blown crystal, and they come in 3 shades of brown, and they're called the Real Huey.
Okay.
Is the line's name, and this is the Real Chocolate.
Nice.
I have the Real Brown Sugar, and I have the Real Caramel.
Now, first of all, of the 3 hues, no pun intended, which one do you prefer and why?
Oh, this is our best seller. It's also one of my favorite, the chocolate one.
Okay.
It's just so pretty. And when you put the wine in it, the red wine, it just looks so pretty. It goes pretty on tables and settings. Like if you're into, like that's what I'm into, like setting up tables, making the table look nice, decor. This one is one of my favorites.
And so, are they, you can be honest with me, are they as fragile?
No. They're not.
So they look a lot more fragile
than than they are. I mean, they're fragile, but you don't have to be like scared. It's not,
Because I remember years ago, I went out with a couple of friends of mine to a Brazilian restaurant, I think it was, or whatever, and we were drinking some kind of alcohol that I probably had no business drinking, and I got a little tipsy because I don't drink. So when I drink a little bit of something, and so I began to toast people, and every toast that we did, I lost a glass.
Oh my
Every
gosh.
single one of them. I don't know if it was because of the force.
Yeah.
And I have like 3 or 4 sets of wine glasses at home, just in case I ever have company, which I usually don't, but just in case. But I always treat them like they're like super baby, like fragile.
Yeah.
But the glass is not that fragile.
I mean, wine glasses are gonna break.
Okay.
Any true wine person is gonna tell you that. That's why you can buy the set of chocolate, you can buy the set of, the set of brown sugar, you can buy the set of caramel. Because guess what? Wine glasses are gonna break.
Yeah, it's a break, yeah. And so at home, like, I don't know, I envision you as having this incredibly beautiful dining table decor setup whenever you have guests or have dinner. Do you always use your wine glasses when you drink wine? Like, is it, like, would it be not okay for me to...
Oh, yeah, I always use wine glasses.
You gave me that look like, don't even ask.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can't drink wine out of an MNN TV mug.
No, I'm snobbish in that form. Like, I will have my glass in a wine glass, even...
It has to be in a wine glass.
And it has to be a stemmed one with a stem.
Like, oh my,
yeah.
Okay. So, so I know if I have company and she likes wine and I try to serve it to her in a glass or a mug, I'm going to get laughed at or talked about. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
I mean, if you want, you could serve those stemless glasses, but I always say go with the stem. Stem is always better.
A stem? No, this is the stem. Okay, yeah, my wine glasses have that. Okay. All right. And you said the best seller is this color.
Yes.
Because of how the wines look
In it
when they're in that color.
Yeah.
Now, do you have different shapes?
This is the one shape I have.
This is the one shape.
This is like a Bordeaux style.
And how was that inspired?
So it's basically inspired to give the wine air. These are supposed, you can put red wine in it. You can put white wine in it as well, but red wine, you want to give wine air. So it's a little bigger on the top and then it closes in at this, so you can get a good aroma when you're smelling it, and then the air allows the wine to get settled and really release all the flavors.
Now don't laugh at me. You can, but just don't. Is there a certain way that you're supposed to drink wine in a glass?
Oh, when you hold it at the stem.
Okay, she's gonna give you some lessons in class here, because I don't have much.
Yeah.
Okay, class with a glass. Okay, so hold it like this.
Yep, at the stem, and then then you just drink. That's it.
Male, female, drink it the same way.
Yeah, you drink it the same way. You don't want to hold it like this.
I was gonna say,
don't hold it.
This is not cool.
Yeah, you don't want to hold. It's not a goblet.
Right.
Don't hold it at the bowl. You want to hold it, at the stem.
And obviously, if I do this is classless.
I mean, you can hold it like that if you want to. You just want to try not to get it around the top as much, because what happens is our hands warm up the wine, and that could alter the flavoring of the wine.
So it's a whole thing here.
Yeah.
It's not just about ambiance and appearance and aesthetics. It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
How can people reach out? You are fantastic. Do you know that?
Oh, thank you.
I might start drinking wine.
Oh, good.
Probably not, but at least I'll get some of the glasses.
I can get you with some good ones. I think you'll like it. Low alcohol, it's going to be a little sweet. It's going to have a little sweetness to it. Okay. Low alcohol. You'll like it.
How can people get in touch with you if they want to get in touch with you? And they should, especially if you want to drink from these glasses while listening to her live stream.
Yeah, so you can go to my website, which is www.therealwinesnobs.com. You can also find me on all social media platforms at The Real Wine Snobs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Quelly. Can I call you Quelly?
Yes, you can. Everybody
We can't really get up because we got microphones on us and everything. But it's been a pleasure having you on the show. Thank you so much for sharing so much information about wine. You are definitely a wine snob.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me.
She takes it. I am a wine snob.
I am.
I'll see you all next week.
Sessions Cafe with your host, Keri D. Singleton.